Hello.
Can you see me?
Hello.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, cute. Can you see? This is my latest rescue.
Oh, it's girl or boy?
Is it a girl or boy?
What's her
Girl.
name?
This is. I named her Dinky.
So I invited Nehruz and Halid to do the interview because I love you and know you so well, or at least I feel I do. So I thought that they could give, have a more objective sort of perspective and just get to know you to add to the interview flavor.
Okay.
Okay, so tell us first, let's start with what you're doing right now.
Working on, I have several projects in development, feature films and television projects. So I'm working on those, and they're coming along with various networks and production companies, and very excited about that. I don't like to talk about things until they're really going. It's kind of a little bit of a whole northeastern and eastern seaboard part of the U.S. They are scheduled to slaughter 170,000 Canada geese. And they have already slaughtered, that we know of, almost 600. So we were there speaking of city council and meeting, getting that campaign started. And then we also rescued 55 monkeys from a defunct rescue lab.
Oh my God.
And we took them from not a rescue lab, a testing lab, and we rescued them and transported them to various sanctuaries down in the south. So
how do you rescue these animals? I mean, it's a lot.
Well, it's a lot of paperwork, and that particular rescue was putting several groups together. We weren't the lead group. We just happened to be the transit of connecting everybody. But we, obviously money to get there to arrange the truck and the food and the cages and and then the care where they're going to be housed later. So it's a big effort, and it definitely took a village, but we did it. Wherever I travel, wherever I go, most people don't know what's happening to animals, and when they learn, they're like, oh, well, I didn't know. Well, I'll do things differently, and it just takes some education.
And how do you
very much so.
Awareness?
Well, this fancy thing called the internet. We get, to create videos and send out a lot of viral marketing, good old-fashioned snail mail, being, individual ambassadors. Everywhere I go, Adora knows, everywhere I go, I talk about animals, and I'm constantly giving out materials and spreading the good word. So I always say it just takes one.
One of the things I've loved, Elaine, is I don't know how long we've known each other now, but I've always known you as someone who's involved in the community and projects that, whether it be for bettering women, for breast cancer awareness, you've always been involved in things. But I was around you when you just started, really getting involved in what happened through some of your work, like animals aren't being sold anymore or something like that.
Yes, they're no longer, and you're very kind to say 2 or 3 years. It's actually been more like about 5 years now, which is hard to imagine. Time flies. But in West Hollywood now, animals are no longer allowed to be sold in stores. So 99% of animals that are sold in stores come from puppy mills and even kitten mills, cat mills, which for those who don't know what that is, if you don't know what that is, it's basically a factory where dogs are put into cages and they live their entire lives in these wire cages that have trays underneath them so that all of they have no vet care, they never touch grass, they never get a human hand, they never get love, and they churn out litter after litter after litter after litter. And within about 2 to 3 years after they've had 11 or more litters of puppies, they're then disposed of. And these puppies then get shipped out all across the country to stores where they get sold for like, $1,000, $2,000 because they're designer dogs. And now people are learning where they're coming from, but most people who go into the stores don't know, you know, where these animals have come from. And ironically, people think, well, if I go to a shelter, then the shelter animals are the ones that are sick and have problems, when really, when you get a designer purebred dog, you are so more likely to have health problems and behavioral problems because of the inbreeding. And in fact, we've been there's been several groups have worked together to form class action lawsuits against a lot of these stores and get them closed down because they're selling dogs that are dying and selling dogs that are sick and selling dogs that are too young to be sold and taken away from their mothers. But the pet stores are, and the pet stores are out and out lying about it. So West Hollywood has officially, it's one of the cities, and there's a few that are following suit, and it's a really growing trend here, a big growing movement where no pet stores will be allowed and only adoptions will be allowed in the city.
Really cool, really cool. And the latest Disney movie that you were in it was about animals, right? Like what was it?
It is, and it's funny. Yeah, it's Beverly Hills Chihuahua too, and it's a little, you know, it was a little iffy for me because the first one we actually protested because animal movies tend to have a big surge of people going out and getting that animal. So there was this big, you know, influx of Chihuahuas within the market that people went and bought and thought were so cute. And then when you actually get a living, breathing being in your house that you have to take care of and you didn't plan for that, well, then people then give it up. And we saw a big rise in our shelters of Chihuahuas. And so I thought, you know, I didn't know if doing the movie was contributing to the problem or not, but I just decided that actually I thought it was the perfect vehicle because of my connection to the animal world, and then I can be on the inside of it and be on the forefront of saying, hey, this is a cute movie, but don't go do something crazy like buy a Chihuahua just because it's a cute Disney movie.
Featured on the cover of our last magazine. He's the top entertainer, considered one of the top entertainers in Egypt, Ahmed Mickey, and he does a lot of work at that shelter. This is Ahmed Mickey, and this is our alter ego, and he's really into comedy and cool, and it would be fun to connect you guys, actually, since you both kind of co-produce your movies and probably share an interest in, you know, diversifying. But
it's a good idea.
On Alter Ego TV.
Hi, I'm Elaine Hendrix, and I am on Alter Ego TV.